All right, welcome
back.
Now, you may have heard us, this week and then today during the news review segment. If you missed it, it doesn't matter, because we're going to just give you a brief, update on.
No, it matters.
It
matters, but we'll give you.
But nobody watches TV from start to finish.
Well,
yeah, I don't.
It still matters. I'm still salty.
So, planting for food and jobs market is something that the Ministry of Agric has dreamt up and is looking to implement as part of an intervention to sort of bring some kind of alleviation, and make things a little easier for the populace, particularly for civil servants and the rest of the Ghanaian populace as well.
Now, I know a lot of people will be asking why civil servants, but in case we haven't realized, the state is the biggest employer. So, yes. Whether you like it or not, a lot of the populace, the workforce of Ghana, works within the civil service or within some government agency
you're related
or another, or you're related to one, right? You live with one maybe. So yes, the PFJ market is what it's being called. Yeah. Caleb Kuda is there. I'm sure we'll be speaking to him very shortly.
Let me just read what
the communique says from the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Yeah. It says the Ministry of Food and Agriculture pilots PFJ markets for civil and local government workers. Now, if you're not one of these, you're probably related to one or you know one. So, how Ghanaians, how we do it. You too, you can benefit some way or the other. As part of government's measures to mitigate the impact of rising food prices on the real incomes of civil and local government workers, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has introduced a pilot PFJ market at the premises of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, effective Friday, the 11th of November, that's today. The ministry seeks to bring the initiative to the kind attention of workers. The model for deriving the intervention involves ensuring the availability and affordability of food products, and it's signed Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
So there we have it. So Caleb Kuda, our colleague here at Citi FM and Citi TV, is on the ground. So let's take a look at what's going on, and I'm sure he can tell us much more.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? Hi. Hello, Kweku. Hello, Kweku and Apioko. Good morning and welcome to Market Day, not in Asesewado, but at the Food and Agric Ministry. So, let me tell you what has been happening so far. I'll take you around and give you a view of what has been happening so far. So this is the Ministry of Food and Agriculture premises in the ministry. We've been here in the last couple of, it's been an hour since we came, and so far we've seen one pickup truck, Toyota Hilux pickup, is cut in some bunches of plantain to the premises. So let's take a walk around and give our viewers a live pictures. So we understand from the PRO that a truck load of plantain is on its way, and there was a bit of an accident on the Atapidra, so the truck had to do a detour and get here later. So the pickup is here on time, but the truck is yet to get here. It's 9 a.m. and this is what it is. There are about 7 canopies here with tables, and these are the bunches of plantain you're seeing here. They were offloaded a while back, and some interactions are ongoing. So far, more journalists are here interacting with the officials of the ministry. I haven't seen people come to buy the plantain yet. There are more journalists, as you can see, asking the officials questions and interacting with them. So this is how it looks like real briefly. And then I would now go to the PRO for the ministry and talk to him about what is happening. So Babara Tanko is the PRO for the ministry. He will join us and we'll have a very brief introduction and a quick interaction as well. So, hi, Babara Tanko. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a busy day for you. How's your day looking like?
Well, it's refreshing to contribute to the food security needs of our country. Yeah.
Right. So typically around this time, if I enter any market, I see a lot of options. My clients or my market plugs, they've set up already. I have a lot of options at Mala Market where I typically go to buy. But this morning around 9, your truck was just coming in and they offloaded the plantain about 25 minutes ago. Why is it taking so long?
Yes, so let me say this is a special market. We've dubbed it Planting for Food and Jobs Market.
Right.
It's starting today on a pilot base. And then we will learn some lessons from it. And then we'll roll out in a bigger platform.
Right. Certainly, I mean, you saw the euphoria that characterized the announcement that you're going to set up a market in your premises, your car park. A lot of people don't think it's a really prudent idea, but you have told me that from the minister's interaction in the Western North, he saw more food going to waste, while many of us are complaining in the center that there isn't any food at all. So, I mean, in the build-up to that, today being the big day, you must have done a lot of work to prove people wrong that this is going to be a great initiative. So what has gone into the preparation for today?
Yes, so a lot of energy has gone into it. First, we needed to do some form of desktop market analysis, see from the farm gate all the way, considering all the barriers you go through getting to the market center, the pricing, and all that, the market space, paying all the... So a lot of energy has gone into it. As I speak to you, the truck would have been here much earlier, but unforeseen accident occurred and actually blocked. But the way has been cleared now. I've been updated that it's one truck that is coming with a load of plantain. We've seen that the pickup has offloaded already. The truck will be here soon. We've extended it today for Sunderland Park, where we are having rice. Local rice is going to be displayed there as part of the Rice Festival. We are hoping that by Tuesday we are going to scale up. We're going to have yam, plantain, and coconut on sale.
Coconut?
Yeah, cocoyam, rather. We'll have these food items.
The main driving force for this market is pricing, where you were saying that you're going to offer food to the Ghanaian at a cheaper price, especially the city dwellers. Do we know how much a bunch of plantain will be costing?
Yes, so I'm waiting to be updated on the price of a bunch of plantain depending on the size. But certainly I can assure you that it is not going to be anything higher than what we find in the open market. Remember, the intervention is to ensure that our farmers do not lose in terms of cost of production, and also we want to make it affordable to the ordinary Ghanaian.
Which farms are these coming from? Are they coming from the government's Planting for Food and Jobs farms, or you went to the average Ghanaian, everyday Ghanaian farmer and bought from them and came to sell?
Yes, so this is actually coming from the Planting for Food and Job farms in Western North. Remember, under the cocoa rehabilitation project, we had to bring in some livelihood interventions. As cocoa was being cut down, we are replanting. We are supporting them with some labor. Government is paying for the labor to re-establish the cocoa. But we realize that plantain has a short duration to mature. So plantain suckers were actually procured and given to these farmers for free, for them to establish so that they can depend on it for their livelihood till the cocoa matures. So this is the results we are getting.
Okay, so how many tons of plantain are you expecting, so that if I've heard that plantain is being sold at the ministries at a cheaper price, and I'm coming from, say, Pokwase, I know definitely there'll be a mad rush. Should I bother coming?
Yes, so like I said, a truck full load of plantain, I'm unable to quantify in terms of tonnage, but certainly we'll be here, and you will also be here. You will see for yourselves. And like I said, we intend to roll it out and expand. Hopefully by Tuesday we'll see more food commodities coming in.
Barbara Tanko, thank you for talking to us. Barbara Tanko is the PRO at the ministry. I'm hearing some prices already. Are you here to buy, sir?
Yeah, I'm here to buy.
Okay, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Eastern region, precisely Afirias, after Brie.
are you doing business in Accra, or you drove all the way from Ashesi to come and buy from here?
Yes, I came to town and then I have to bypass and then get something.
Okay. So what have you found so far? What are they?
I'm now inspecting the sachets of planting.
What's your impression so far of the PFJ
Wonderful,
market?
wonderful. This is the best so far the government has instituted, and it's good if it continues like this, to alleviate the pressure on the food for the consumers.
Do you know the cost to get?
Now he said this is 25 cedis.
The bunch.
The bunch.
Oh, wow.
And then this one will be this one is 20 cedis.
Okay.
And then the other one is 15 cedis. So I'm now
So this is 25,
25,
that's 20, and
20,
that's 15.
that's 15. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
let's do that quickly. So this is what is going for 25.
Yes, 25.
Good. So
It's 25.
it's not being sold based on its tonnage. So it's just the size. We watch it and say, okay, these are big, so they're going to be 25. Hello, who is selling here?
I'm the
You're
one selling. Yes, please.
And this is going for how much?
This is 25 cedis.
How many of the 25s do you have so far? Does it have to 100, for example?
No, we have more coming.
There is more coming.
Yes, there is more coming. And as you can see, we just started. Yes.
Please, what's your name?
I'm Catherine Jane Fua from Gan East.
Okay. You're from Gan East.
Yes, please.
So you came to sell here?
Yes, please. I'm a market enumerator.
What does that mean?
We deal with the market aspects. We check on prices and we send data every week. Yes.
Since you're a market numerator, then I can ask you how much.
20.
Okay.
25.
So for this one, how much will this sell on Medina Market or Malam or Abeka or
Okay, so
Chantai
you
Market?
can take it and then they will check your receipt at the entrance. Yes.
Good. Good. So people are buying. They are getting receipt for buying the bunch of plantain. Okay, looks interesting. Receipt for plantain happening at the Plantain for Food and Jobs pilot market. I'm saying that since you do with a lot of numbers and data, you would get to know how much this will sell on the regular market. How much will this go for on the regular market?
This one, as for now, can be sold at 35 or 30 cedis. Yes, at the regular market.
So on the regular market by the roadside, I could get this for 35 or
Yes,
30.
yes.
But this is going for 25.
25,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's about 5 CD or 10 CD difference.
Difference, yes.
All right. Good. So that's what we are learning here, that a bunch of plantain is 5 CD or 10 CD cheaper compared to what you find on the regular market. Sir, how are you doing?
By God's grace.
Fantastic. Please look into my camera. Tell us your name, where you're coming from, how much you
My name is Asmani.
What your full name?
Asmani, or Joseph Kofi Asmani NP.
Okay.
I work at Agro Agric.
Okay. Please look this way for me. So how much have you bought so far?
Well, 3. 25 one and the 22. But actually I see this one, you can get it at CMB around the same price.
Right.
So if the government is helping people to buy, it's supposed to come down a bit.
How much do you expect to buy this for?
Oh, like this one,
Especially when it's coming on the backs of government subsidized.
If this one is 20, I think it will be best.
Okay.
Because when someone brought it to CMB and you go there for like say 250, the 25 as the same this
So
price.
it's the same price for you.
People, for me there, because I normally buy it.
You buy from there.
Yes.
Okay. And the others? This one, you bought some of this?
Yes, I have bought
The
this one.
20 CD one.
I think the 20 series one, I can say is okay.
On the market, how much do you think this will be?
Oh, on the market, maybe you can get it at 20 as the same thing as, because now plantain is cheaper in the market, most especially when you go to CMB.
Right.
So when they want to help us there, it's supposed to come
It should
down.
be much cheaper than this. Now, the factors that account for the pricing on the every market is the same that will affect the government program in terms of fuel, transportation. And this morning, we are even told that the cutting of the planting here, it delayed a bit because there was an accident on the road, and so they had to do a detour. Do you think this is sustainable?
Well, because of the cost that government want to come in. So when government want to come in, actually it's supposed to be cheaper than the one that
So government will use fuel, transport, and all of that. So do you think government can continuously give us cheaper plantain at the office, at the
this is
premises
a
of the
start.
ministry? Yeah.
because it's a start, you need to come down a little bit so that when it's going on, then the price can be changed, will be okay. But once you are starting and you are doing, or you are selling at the same as the CMB, I don't think government should come down a little bit for us.
So, assuming you are coming, my final question, assuming you are at Malam, and then there's a Malam market, and then you've heard that there's a market at the ministry, plantain is cheaper, and that's where you live. Would you go to Malam to buy the plantain there, or you rather come all the way here because it's cheaper, looking at traffic and fuel and everything?
But because of the transport, like say trotro, you prefer, even if they added 5 cities to it at the Malam market, you buy it there.
I see. Because then the stress, the traffic, all of that getting here.
So they need to go to some different places, not that they're supposed to bring it.
They say it's pilot. So we'll see about that. Mr. Asmeni, thank you for talking to me. So that's Mr. Asmeni. He just bought a bunch of the 20 and the 25. He is telling me that for what he's bought is just as what he would typically buy at CMB in particular, where he believes that plantain can be found at much cheaper prices. And he's saying that if he lived at Malam or Gbawe, for example, the cost of coming all the way to the ministry via Churchill, the stress, the fuel that would be burnt, he would rather stop at Malam and even pay 5 cedi more than to come all the way here. But this is a pilot project. The government has assured that it will study, it will gather data and get all the feedback, and then retool this and ramp it up where necessary. So we'll continue monitoring the planting for food and jobs market at the premises of the Agric Ministry.
All right, so that was our colleague Caleb Kuda bringing us the sights and sounds of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, focusing on the Planting for Food and Jobs market, which is something new that they're piloting to try and bring some relief to the general populace of Ghana. Now, they're starting with the civil servants and local government workers. And so, of course, they cited it there. They are hoping to replicate these markets across the city of Accra and other parts of the country. Now, there's a few things, and if you've been listening to our conversations, especially during the news review segments, one of the things that I have challenges with is the centralization of this. Right, because you heard the gentleman there talking about having to walk, travel, and come to the ministry to come and buy it at 25 Ghana cedis, when realistically this season we're looking at the prices being about the same. And he said, look, if you go to any of the other markets, the price is about the same. So really, for me, if there's an assembly, let's say in Kuntunse, right, the civil servants and government workers that work in that area, there's no need for people to travel to Accra Central.
Well, this is a pilot.
Yeah.
And pilots are usually done in a centralized space before you open up, because it's a logistical nightmare to open something up when you don't know how it's going to operate within your controlled environment. Yeah. So I can understand why they would do it. There also, don't forget, accountability issues. Yeah. Fine, food, but there must be some cost involved in setting up the whole market, and you can control that better in terms of disbursement, in terms of where the money is going, track it, the logistics of the whole setup and everything. You can control that better within an area that you are comfortable in as the one who is churning out the project. So I can understand why the pilot is centralized. If they finish the pilot and they say that we are sticking to this, that I will have a problem with, because then it wouldn't make sense. And it defeats the purpose. If you're going to spend money on transportation in these times to get there, by the time you finish, you go home. You spend more than the food.
Bought in your neighborhood.
Exactly. But for a pilot, I think it's okay. And if you're going to pilot something,
because what will happen again is that you find that civil servants, you're going to come to work anyway, and most of them are going to be working within that enclave of the ministry. So then it means that you already
at least for those in Accra and the central parts. Right.
So then you just take a walk to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, buy your things, and then when your time to go home, you go home.
Now the prices being about the same, I'm curious to know which farms the produce came from.
Yeah.
Whether transportation of the
Was a
produce
factor.
was a factor in
Yeah.
that. You know, whether, I mean, all the inputs in terms of fertilizer or any kind of inputs that helped to groom and harvest the crop, any of that, workers' hands, you know, labor. I'm curious to know whether any of that has anything to do with the costs that we're seeing, you know. And I'm curious because it will give us a true picture of what things cost in Ghana.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a bit more control over a situation and you're able to massage it to give the barest minimum in terms of what the pricing is for the populace, and it's still close to what we're seeing on the market, then it means that deep down, that is what it is.
Yeah.
And we should be looking at the challenges that are causing that.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, let's see how it goes.
I just hope that this doesn't become a political food market, you know, because a political food market simply means that quote unquote MPP farms are the ones that are favored, and if you have a CPP farm or, you know, a DDT farm or a BBC farm, those ones don't get favored, you know. And I think that it's important that we take away the politics from this.
Well, again, that would come from what's the crux of the Planting for Food and Jobs program has been. You know, it's supposed to be for anyone who is willing and able to farm. You know, you come, you access the facilities, whatever is available to support you as a farmer so that you can produce. And I mean, I don't have any evidence of people keeping it for the boys and for the girls, you know. But if that's what it's been,
but we will look into it.
Yes, but if that's what the
out.
situation has been, then it will reflect in the market.
Yes.
It will reflect in the market, and I really
very
hope that
much
that's
so.
not what it is. But I think it's interesting. I also would like to know if the markets were a part of the grand scheme in the beginning, right from the beginning of the Planting for Food and Jobs. Did we think about doing markets like this, or is it now that we are facing unprecedented economic challenges that we thought, oh, hey, let's do a food market
to it,
you know? So I'm curious to know what all of that is about. But let's hope it goes well. I mean, Ghanaians do need some relief in these times, and if there's anything that can be done to bring that respite, then I'm for it. Once it's done well, it's done sustainably, and then it will give the desired effect. I'm for it.
Yeah. Whilst we're here talking on this matter, let me just make it clear again that I think and I believe that what happened during the Nkrumah time, Achampong era, and so on with food and the way we handled food across the country, we need to pick some good things that we saw
Operation
from that
Feed
era.
Yourself and
yes,
things.
Operation Feed Yourself. We had food distribution where there were kiosks that were set up in communities. I used to see some in the industrial area. I think that was one of the last ones I saw. When I say industrial area,
the tail end.
Yes, I saw. This is not far from where the old Melcom is situated. There was a yellow kiosk there, and still with a faded, you know, food distribution sign on it. A yellow kiosk, you know, and I mean those, I think, were some of the brilliant ideas that helped people to manage, even though things were tough. At least if you can get food to eat, you can, you know, look forward to tomorrow, you know. So I think it's important that in the midst of all our difficulties and challenges, at least some of the reliefs that we can get. You don't spend so much on food, you don't spend so much on water, those kinds of things. It will help. It will make a big difference.